self-love is the most important thing for any of these factors because like like with someone getting, say, like prosthetic surgery, if they don't feel comfortable with their body and they make a change, more often than not, when they get the surgery itself, and this was I believe this was in one of the books I read. I can't remember. If I remember, I'll write it in the comments. But essentially, they spoke about how this prosthetic surgeon realized the value in changing the person's character before making an alteration, because he found that the people that made the change without having changed how they view themselves first often went back and wanted more and wanted to change something else and then wanted to change what was already changed. And that really is the self-improvement industry currently. If you look at everyone in the space, if you look at like a Hamza Ahmed, you look at even smaller guys that are blowing up, you can't listen to advice that is promoting anything. Well, you can listen to it and you can take it on, but you must love yourself first. You must work through the reasons why you have these things, why you have the desire behind it, right? So you could be looking to make a lot of money, and that's because of a fear of poverty. Now, a fear of poverty is an incredible idea because it's you're scared of being broke, so you channel that into working as hard as you possibly can, and you often overlook the fact that you currently, like, any earning anything is above broke, right? And that's the truth of it. Like, earning anything is above poverty, and even without earning something, between friends, family, and everyone around you, there will be a way for you to survive. Obviously, like, there's sides of the world where it's like war torn and so on, but through like goodwill and people sharing food and stuff, again, still there is a way around it. There isn't a way in which it's gonna be the end, right? So, and that's a wartime situation. If you look at your own life, more often than not, you have shelter, you have education, you have a job, all of these things. So that fixation of self-love is very important. And for me, I'm learning that now, that even with having like a salary, even with being able to give to people, being able to, let go of like the scarcity mindset, there's still elements of like a fear of poverty that holds me back from doing what I want to do. And it's a very hard thing to navigate around because the thinking mind always wants to channel out reasons and plans like, okay, well, you can do this, but after A, B, C, D, E, instead of just saying you can do this, and that in the journey towards freedom, that is so important. It's so important that you have that like on your shoulder, that you have something within that you can hold and keep. And being fearless is one of those things that is invaluable when it comes to taking risks. So really look, I challenge you to look at your fears. I challenge you to look at, for me, the biggest things were fear of criticism. So when it came to hearing any bad feedback, I was like tensing up before I even had the meeting. My body was like tight. So with fear of criticism, lean into the fear, lean into the words that are being said. Understand that it's just feedback. Understand that, oh, this is what I needed to hear to course correct and then be better at this thing. But when you avoid it, any avoidance, that is suffering. Any avoidance, that is suspending your growth. It's suspending you from leveling up. So, and in life, the one thing I can say is you are capped, whether it's earning potential, whether it's like life experience, you're capped by your ability to let go and enjoy the moment. You're capped by how you view yourself, your self-image. If you view yourself below a certain person and you get a raise, you won't proceed any further in your job because you'll feel like you're earning more than you're worth. And that is a very tough dynamic. And even I've faced that. I've faced that where I thought I was earning more than what I was worth because I was told that. I was told that with the amount of experience that I had, that no one, like it was laughable what I was earning for my salary. And I mean, that's a good problem. That's a good problem to have. You have, like, you're earning more money than most people with that amount of experience. But still, like, it changes the way you think. You're like hesitating to get a new job because you think, oh well, these people are just gonna laugh and say like you're asking for too much. And it messes with your self-concept. So that's something that I had to do like some work on as well. So really, if you can, you have to try and at least make yourself equal to your current position and be striving towards making yourself better for the next day, the next month, and so on. So that's the advice today. I challenge you to lean into your fears because they're the greatest indicator of where you can grow. And it really is just the fear, it's just the thought, it's not the end of the world. If you're overthinking, if you're anxious, if you have, okay, a phobia is a very intense thing, and that's something you can still also lean into and overcome, because that courage, that lesson that you learned by overcoming that phobia will carry into the rest of your life, and you will feel part of your character that you are a courageous person, you overcame this. I used to be, from a very young age, I was very scared of like swimming, and like my cousins threw me into the pool, and it was all just fear and anxiety. Now, like, I can swim, and I learned, and it was a tough experience. I can do it. It's just not like my like bread and butter. But being able to look back and say, hey, as a kid, even as a kid, I was able to overcome this, what was pretty much a phobia, like, is powerful. And you can look back on it and think, like, okay, I was able to grow at that age. I can overcome anything in my way now. So don't underestimate your influence. You overcome something now, it will affect everyone else's lives in a very positive way. Peace.